This is TSdL Season 7. We're doing group stage reviews, and by we, I am joined by... Rope.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's me, Tenacious Rope.
Hello, Rope. That was very awkward.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if that was like a lead-in or if you were going to say my name and then I would say hello.
You know, I wasn't sure myself, so it's fine. Let's get into it. Both these boxes look very standard. Beadlet on Falcon's side is a bit less common these days, but I think she's still pretty good. She has a lot of utility. Sea of Miracles, cooldown reduction is really good. She's pretty bulky. Can't really take Hero, which is unfortunate. Might be able to take Werner. Maybe not Double Strike. I don't know. I haven't really tested that enough. There is Tiaras to boost the Assassins. And then I guess there's Bolzal here as a can opener. And plus, I think a lot of these single target DPS like to remove Rosin anyway, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like one good debuff kind of thing where Rosin can really wall you out there.
Yeah, and then on the other side, we don't see a Ham in Falcon's box. Maybe he didn't pull him, maybe he's not good enough, who knows. But yeah, there's Ham, Mioko's box. It definitely leans a bit more stallier with the Oldius, the Liko, and the Luna. You can kind of tell Mioko wants to play a slow, pig push-based game, right?
Yeah. Woden Courtyard, definitely a helpful map for the Oldius to be on. Otherwise, Oldius tends to be kind of middlingly effective. Really very good against the Ares on Falcon's side. Kind of okay against things like Elwyn and whatnot. And just completely useless against, you know, Deedwit can bring Sandseas now. Kyra doesnn really help you very much against.
Oldius combos really well with other units, like Himiko or Angelina are really effective with Oldius against a non-Hilda comp. He can be pretty decent damage, and the main thing that I think makes him strong is his endgame. After you've removed some tools, just healing from him is really handy. And he hits pretty hard, especially with fighting monks these days.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen a lot of Oldius since Monks came out, so his damage has definitely improved quite a bit, because Warlock's Oldius kind of didn't do very much.
Yeah, no, he can actually hit pretty surprisingly hard. Let's get into the ban pick. First ban Hilda. How do you feel about first ban Hilda with this sort of box? I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're playing Elwyn, right?
Yeah, it helps the Kyra a lot. The Elwyn struggles to get through it. TJ struggles to get through it. Lucretia can be okay.
What does what does Kira kill here? That she needs to crit to do it. I mean, I guess with like a Luna in the box, you're pretty much never gonna pick Kira, right?
If the Luna ever is about to be picked, yeah.
You're probably gonna give her fifth.
Yeah. At the same time, if the Luna does get picked, Luna has a tendency to kind of not do anything.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So that could be beneficial to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like, you definitely need the crit to kill Wedum.
Damn, I'm surprised by that. I just feel like
maybe Sherry.
Yeah, Kira doesn't really. I've tried a lot, and she just does not seem to kill Sherry.
Yeah.
But just Krisu's ranged damage reduction and magic damage reduction, I don't know. I find it more hindering than not critting. Oh well.
We'll see.
I think Sherry, if you're going to play tankless, and it's against Krisu, Lucretia, you're also fighting against Krisu, Lucretia's just always good. There's kind of limited DPS pressure from Mioko.
I'll be honest, I don't love the Lucretia versus Christie.
Yeah.
You can get pretty hard walled by that. You know, Burn would do better damage into the Christie. Elwyn can do better damage into the Christie. You can actually, if you have the right setup on Elwyn, he can actually one-shot Christie.
Yeah.
Behind phalanxes, even with just Unicorn's Elwyn. And if you don't have that set up, then you can just bring heavy infantry on Elwyn, and then he'll still one-shot the Christie.
I do think Lucretia is pretty much always a valuable pick. I mean, she's one of the best units of the game. I don't think anybody will really dispute that. Um, in conjunction with other dispellers like Owen and Bernhardt, and then Lucretia brings Cleanse, you can still be pretty effective against the Christie. You just have to aim for dispelling her guard. And even outside of that, the AoE reduction does suck, but Lucretia still works really well with AoE. Um, and the thing is that Mioko is going to be guaranteed a good DPS. So he's trying to pick a unit that won't be able to die easily.
Right.
I think that's the rationale.
Right, it is going to be good at not dying to the Kyra because of the revive. The problem with the AoE game plan, though, is like there's a Rosin on the board, so if Miyoko's afraid of AoEs, then you just pick the Rosin here, and then now you have a Christie that kind of walls all these single target units. A Rosin that denies any AoE value.
Yeah, that sounds like if you're going for the stall mindset, Rosin here does look like it shuts down quite a bit, and then pretty much Falcon's best play will be to pick Dispellers and try to strip Christie's guard. It looks like Falcon can pick a tank if he wants anyway.
He just pick is interesting. I don't love it, to be honest. But like it's there, I guess.
It feels like stuff like Wedham or even Lucretia, or not Lucretia, yeah, like Wedham or Kira did feel a lot stronger there than T-Jess. It's like, what does T-Jess set up? She brings strength in. Has teleport, but...
Right, T-Jess nowadays is starting to feel more and more like all she does is teleport someone else. Which just doesn't feel that great, especially not as a second pick unit.
I mean, Mioko did know that he could lock Falcon into not having a magic tank, and then I think T-Jess does have a lot more value, right? I mean, I guess she's still kind of slow to get her range up.
Yeah, without a tank to guard the T-Jess, she once again becomes kind of the oppressive magic damage force that she used to be, you know, a couple seasons ago.
Just might need a few turns of warm up.
Right.
Well, as for the bans on Mioko's side, banning out Hilda made perfect sense. Banning out Helena, she's good enough against Christie to justify banning, probably. And Mioko knew that he was going to go for the Rosin pick here. So that's going to shut down the Bozel in this box. Not entirely, but if you play patiently and safely, then Bozel does get shut down. And yeah, it does look like Falcon's starting to run out of win conditions here.
Yeah, Helena's good against the Christie. Elwyn is definitely better.
Yeah, you're
Helena
right.
just bounces off of phalanxes, and I guess you could bring Highlands. I haven't tested it myself to see how good that goes, because I don't have a Helena. But I know that Elwyn can break through Christie, whereas I'm not confident in Helena.
Yeah. Oh, I do think Elwyn when you're fighting with Christie, you definitely. I would prefer to ban him second or third, just because, like you mentioned, if Elwyn's running Twilight Star and you run Phalanx, it doesn't matter. Crush activates, and if Elwyn has the right conditions, your Christie just loses a life straight up, and then Elwyn moves again next turn, and your Christie just loses another life, unless you have some specific Elwyn counters.
Yep. And you mentioned, like, oh, you know, the Bozel can break through the Rosin if he's able to, like, play safely and hit multiple times, but there's not a tank to protect against the T-Jess. Bozel does not have that kind of time to play safely. So that Rosin really just kind of stops everything that Falcon could try and do here.
Yeah,
so it feels like single target's not going to work through the Christie, and now AoE's not going to work. It's looking rough.
Play the range game with Kira, and probably, like, at that point you can lose a lot of your damage. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I agree. It looks grim for Falcon. I do like Burn. I think that Burn is probably the best thing to pick here. I mean, he's gonna die, like... But the thing is, almost everything on this team died. Elwyn. Elwyn's probably the pick, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if the Burn can one-shot the Christie.
No.
I doubt it. Yeah, you don't have an Elwyn to pressure him and to pressure her into phalanxes anymore, so she just brings GI. She walls the Burn. Yeah, it's a faction buff for your other units, but you're still not getting through the core problem, which is actually killing your opponent's team.
Yeah, well,
there's just no way through it.
I mean, with Elwyn here, at least Falcon would have some means to fight this Christie. And at this point, he's managed to ban out almost all the legs. Like, Luna, I don't think she's gonna kill an Elwyn. Because she won't have a faction buff, probably. I don't know. She would need Raging Thunder and Wind Pressure.
Oh, and she has the Christie buff going for her.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, what can Elwyn get killed by here? And Elwyn can actually zone pretty well, but I guess there's Oldius. Seems like a pretty likely pick here.
Yeah. If the Elwyn was being pregnant, the Oldius would be picked. But Elwyn getting banned, that's not going to happen anymore.
And Mioko just bans the legs, basically. And now this team is looking very short-legged. It's like it flipped. It went from Miyoko's team looking pretty low mobility, and then, yeah. Could even bring Liko for, like, Master Resist. Even Flo has Master Resist, so... I figured that would be, like, the last fix. But of course you bring Flo for the Act again. That's just always going to be more value than Liko. You have Rosin, so you don't have to worry about Burn Sword Dance or anything.
Yep, Rosin buff is there to help. Rosin buff also means that you just get to spam Rush, spam Act again, whatever.
Yep, and no tank, so Luna's actually pretty effective against these. I mean, Bernhardt kind of has to bring Iron Fist here, just to protect against this Luna, right?
Yeah, I mean, he could do some sort of shenanigans where he brings, like, parry instead, but that he doesn't have a 2-cost that he wants because there's a Rosin here, so you might as well bring Iron Fist, I suppose.
And Hegemony would be good if you expect the game to last, but...
It's not gonna last, you're just gonna die to TJS.
Yeah, I mean, here you probably just pick Thievelit, just because it's some damage. You bring Elf Masters and you fuck this Luna up.
Do you even, though?
Yeah, bring Windblade.
Oh yeah, I guess if you bring Windblade.
So yeah, just Thievelit's more useful than Rosin. I think the advantage goes to Mioko pretty hard here.
Absolutely.
Wizards on Flo. Just fully expecting to be able to bash his head into any of this stuff. I mean, TJS is limited with one skill, but that one skill is just gonna nuke any of this.
TJS has dwarves. Just thought I'd point that out.
Yeah. Trying to kill the Luna.
I mean, I guess if you have a Twilight Star, Dark Elves are your other archers, which also kind of suck then. But yeah, dwarves, huh?
I got Straw telling me there's a live match in 5 minutes.
Oh, dang.
So you want to cast that?
Yeah, we can switch over to that.
Okay. Yeah. I will get back to this game. Promise. Damn it, I just showed the results.
Ah, spoilers.
Yeah, thank you, Straw. Yeah, let me just mark it. Okay, so it's in 4 minutes.
Alright, then I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing that DC.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Oh, they started. Alright, they started. Do you have either of them friended? Because if not, I can stream it to you through Discord, I guess.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, let me...
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to splice so I can splice the other stuff we did in the beginning of this, but yeah, it'll be fun. Anyway, yeah, we talked about... we'll just do a quick overview. In band pick, Mioko sort of just managed to cut off most of Falcon's win conditions. Mioko has a team that is really difficult for any of Falcon's DPS units to get through. And just, there's no magic tank and there's TSdL. She's just gonna kill all this stuff eventually. So it was mostly like band pick that went wrong here. I mean, there's even Florentia with Act Agains to facilitate that. There's Luna to just totally neuter this team's entire damage output. It's just Falcon lost pretty badly from band pick.
Right. It feels rough for Falcon here. We do have some interesting troop choices to kind of try and turn the tables a little bit. Dark Elves, Lucretia, Dwarves on the TSdL, Crystal Warlocks on DDLit.
Yeah, I would generally say Firebrands are better and more reliable than Dark Elves. I mean, you brought a Iron Fist Burn, mostly to handle the Luna, because she would kill either of these mages. Dark Elf Snipers on TSdL, really hoping Christie would run Angels, but if you don't give Christie a reason, then she will run Empress Guards, and I do actually think Elix could have been a reason here if she brought Unicorns, but even then it's just, at that point, then the only threat to your Christie is this DDLit, that's just what your TSdL kills, right?
Right, and I still think Unicorn's DDLit struggles to get any meaningful damage in
Not
Empress Guards.
Not really gonna kill without like the repeated follow-up here, which, I mean, there is. But there's also Raza and Florentia, which with Crystal Healing and Strategic Regroups up, it's gonna be really hard to bust through that.
TSdL's just stacking up a little bit.
Why the Warlocks on DDLit? Honestly, I don't think they really do anything. DDLit does have access to Elf Masters, which, I mean, you did actually bring Airblade. It would kill Luna, and it would do okay against Christie. Just okay. I mean, the thing is, there's just no way to get through the Christie before this TSdL slaughters your team.
Right. I think the Warlocks are honestly probably there because he doesn't have Elves built, if I had to guess. Because, like, that's not a very high priority troop for people to build.
I mean, at that point, you might as well bring, like... I guess it's 2 range, and if you're gonna Airblade. Fair enough.
Right, he wants some kind of range troops for Windblade, but...
I mean, I think the Crystal Warlocks will do, like, 1 damage, is the thing.
Yeah, I still would have preferred just Sandseas. I think Sandseas are DDLit's best troop in most scenarios.
Yeah. Sometimes you want Unicorns. Just sometimes. DDLit does indeed get Sandseas. Pretty much just... Falcon knows his team is on, like... has an expiration date against this TSdL. Just trying
to get in there quick before TSdL and Christie push up too hard.
Yeah. Here, I mean, TSdL probably just one-shots burn.
Yeah, Dark Reaper and 2 Empress Guards doing absolutely nothing, as expected. Especially with the Luna Aura there to help.
Oh, here, Rope. Watch my Discord stream.
Oh, I didn't realize you were.
Yeah, no, you're good. So yeah, Bernhard just gets taken out by the T-Jess. Guarded by Christie.
Christie did nothing again. Now Deedwit's attacking into the Christie. Oh, the mage is into Christie. It's a slaughter.
Yeah.
One after another. Empress Guard still unbroken.
Tenyo on Christie lets her kill the puppet. But that is kind of... Yeah, that's a bit sketchy because it opens up your team. But I guess T-Jess just kills...
You have a Luna.
Yeah, Luna just takes
Luna
out...
gets act again, just dies.
Doesn't even need Raging Thunder. Yeah, Falcon concedes.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a way to break open the holy rebox.
Yeah, brought out the debuff AoE box. Interestingly,
fails.
with no boss. Interestingly, with no Bozal. Falcon opts to stick with. Yeah, brings out the debuff AoE box. Falcon opting to stick with the same stuff. Totally discarded, like just only juggler for tank now. Really aggressive box. I mean, it is a windy outpost, right?
Yep.
So Mu is
Let's try and go full on rush here.
And obviously, with this sort of AoE based box, you first ban Rosin. It is just there's no
doubts.
No juggler in this box, no consideration there. Sierra's not a bad first pick against this, I think. We'll see. Bans the Mu. Really doesn't want to deal with teleport.
First picking Mew ever.
Yeah, but I do agree with that.
I agree with banning the Mew eventually, but it's never getting first picked. So I don't think you should be throwing your first ban out there.
She feels like a unit you pick more around third, because Mu by herself doesn't do that much. She sort of needs a good unit picked before her that can really take advantage of her. You agree?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, just stuff like Ham.
Rosin pick. It is an aquatic juggler, so like he's not. His durability is not a complete meme, but he still just dies to Elwyn.
Yeah.
I guess if he brings stones, he can be okay. But then he's dead to T-Jess. I don't know. I don't love the Rosin first pick either.
Yeah, he tanks one hit. Rosin first pick against this box. I mean, there's just Bozal. You can sort of just ban him, and then against the rest of the stuff, T-Jess. I mean, she's Miracle. It's just not. Yeah, Rosin doesn't feel. This box has a lot of support. A lot of slow units. Rosin doesn't help with the engage. But maybe there is a lot of Empire in this box, like Campa's mentioning.
It is true. But then pick the burn.
Yeah. Burn even like preemptively covers you needing to pick something to handle this Elwyn, right? But I guess if Mioko does get a burn or Autocrato second here, which with Rosin can definitely fend off this Elwyn.
Right. I feel like Mioko's box doesn't need to be worried about fending off the enemy team so much as it wants to just go kill the enemy team.
True, just like go in. Yeah. And like you said, T-Jess gets picked here. And now it is pretty awkward, although Mioko can pick up the Juggler.
Juggler's dead. Elwyn T-Jess is an instant kill on the Juggler.
Probably better.
Pick Juggler here.
Better to play something like Wedem, maybe even Lucretia, Helena, because you could have banned tanks. Well, I guess always Falcon has burn. Still, then you can just pick like T-Jess or Lucretia or something like that, or just Ham, just Ham.
Ham's pretty good. Lucretia's okay as well. Lucretia is an Elwyn check.
Yeah.
Stop him from running too deep into you with the T-Jess to back him up.
Bans T-Jess, prevents any sort of teleport plays, bans Ares. Ares is an Elwyn check. Ares landing AoEs can definitely scare this team. Lucretia can combo off of it pretty easily.
Especially with all the... Well, I guess Flo is picked, so not all the healers gone.
Yeah, Mioko's...
Flo just kind of dies to Ares anyways.
And Mioko is removing healers, and I do feel... I just really liked Kira against all this AoE, and she could even be a gospel, right? I feel like Falcon could have picked her maybe even second, but I guess TSdL is good.
Yeah, I think the Kyra would have been really good, though, because you ended up with Elwyn TSdL. I think Elwyn TSdL is a better combination than Kyra +1 at stopping any, stops the Jugler from tanking, stops Bernhardt, stops Autocrato from tanking.
Yeah.
So that combination together does really harm everything Miyoko's trying to do.
And by third, Kira was banned, so
right.
Can't pick her.
But I think what really needed to happen was just the TSdL needed to be banned over like the Helena, for example.
Yeah,
you just bring someone with green troops to wall out the Helena.
Yeah, Mioko had plenty to deal with that. I agree. And Sherry, I can understand. Just she's a menace, and there's an Elwyn buffing her. Generally, don't want to deal with that.
Sherry makes sense.
TSdL, I think, is the more threatening warrior unit. Hands out the tanks. Falcon at this point.
Goodbye, Jugler. It's been nice knowing you. He was so young.
Actually, he's like 5,000 years old.
So young.
And maybe for Divine Beast, who knows? Yeah, so Helena and Wedham are still up. Falcon does have his bans. He can decide to ban Helena and Wedham here. And then there's
I'd be tempted to ban Vincent as well, but that's just because I don't like Vincent.
I mean, there's Sherry too. Falcon probably wants to pick up Bernhardt here, doesn't he?
Yeah, strong on Bernhardt's going to go a long way. It doesn't protect you from the Lucretia. That's still going to be a problem.
Yeah. But so it does. It gives you some breathing room.
Right. But you could also just go full on aggression, pick up the Ares, count on Elwyn TSdL to kill the Jugler quickly, and then Ares just to AoE down. Nah, there's a Rossi. You're not killing Lucretia.
Yeah, I think you ban. You probably ban him.
Probably.
Sherry?
Cam just seems too good.
Yeah. Okay, Oldius and Sherry.
Oldius is the other one I was thinking of as a kind of potential ban, because it's a faction buff for the Jugler, which you don't love. It's terrain slowing down the Elwyn, so he gets more confident bringing lobsters, which means that TSdL doesn't kill him. Not a huge fan of the Helena pick, personally, over Ham.
Yeah.
The Ham just seems so value.
Maybe Mioko only has a 4-star Ham and doesn't want to play it. I can understand that. Vincent getting banned makes sense. He's just a menace. Absolute pest. Really sets up this team. Helena did feel weak because it was pretty likely Falcon was going to pick Burn there because Mioko had so much physical DPS left in his box that Burn is just a no-brainer to give you a staging front for the rest of this team to launch off of.
Right.
And so you know that he's going to have Burn with green troops, so Helena's probably not going to be that effective. There is a decent AoE combo here, though. Burn, Juggler, Autocrato, or... Yeah, probably Burn for Sword Dance, and that really seems like it messes this team up if Burn can get in.
Yeah, the Burn Sword Dance is pretty threatening. Honestly, I think Autocrato's AoE is more threatening, though, just because it's 7 range. He does not have to be close to you to fire that off.
The debuff is pretty menacing to this team as well.
Yeah, the debuff is really annoying, and just getting hit by that AoE and getting hit by that debuff will just ruin TSdL for pretty much the rest of the game.
So Mioko could have ended up here with Burn Autocrato. That would be really good, right?
Yeah, that would be a scary set.
You just bring a Great Dragon Barrier on Juggler. You have Rosin to prevent passive seal or anything. You just need Jug to tank a couple hits, because once they're in range, it's going to be rough.
They'll tank 1.
Yeah.
Exactly 1.
And yeah, D-Lit felt like a no-brainer here. I mean...
Yeah, Bozel's not doing anything for you.
The game's just going to last too long. You've seen that Atoli Lucretia. You know it's Steven Bozel. You know that's not going to work.
If it's high enough magic defense, he doesn't die. It's more the fact that the Rosin and Jugor just completely stop him from doing anything he wants.
Yeah.
You might as well just bring another single target DPS.
Burn, I think, is fair. I think Sword Dance is... you can go either of them. If you somehow... You ended up with them both last, so together they would have been an absolute menace. But Helena...
I still think I like Autocrato more, but Burn is definitely not bad.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think both teams can win.
Yeah. We'll have to see how much this Jugler can take. It is Lobster's Jugler, so it has to be Elwyn hitting, unless it's not Swordsmith. Nope, that's a Swordsmith.
All these skill sets make sense. Sword Dance on this side into... Yep, that makes sense. Helena, I don't think I've seen Helena run like Route once.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't really have much flexibility in her skills.
Lightning Strike. I mean, I guess you're not really going to get anything else with it. Maybe if Helena for some reason brought Royal Calves.
Yeah, honestly, I don't mind
Holy Light
there just as extra healing. It's demon effective versus the burn, if that even matters. You know, it might matter if you have like no Sorks left or something.
Just a Twilight Star Elwyn is 360 in?
No, not with 359. Should be 400 to be Twilight Star. It is a lot of attack though. 1700 attack.
It's definitely an attack accessory.
Yeah. I don't know how much burn messes with Elwyn killing. With Elwyn killing the Jugler, but 1700 attack is a whole lot.
I think Deed really expected Stone Colossus here. And then Sanseas might have been able to really screw up this Jugger, but even then I don't think D-Lit kills. I mean, especially without Sea of Miracles. Like,
yeah.
I don't...
Honestly, I think you bring Sanseas regardless of what the Jugler is doing. I think you just bring Sanseas this game. Sanseas can actually kill the Lucretia without using a skill.
Yeah.
They'll do any amount of damage into the Helena.
So for Mioko, it's all about landing a nice AoE combo. For Falcon, it's all about getting through this juggler before his units die to Lucretia.
Yep.
Falcon has an act again to facilitate this. I do feel Hila probably should have just run Elven Aura and Sea of Miracles. I don't...
Yeah, I would have liked the Sea of Miracles just for the extra damage boost on Elwyn when he's going to go kill this Jugler.
Everybody likes it. And just
but at the same time, that Elwyn has a lot of attack. Like that's a lot of attack on that Elwyn. So he might just kill the Jugler anyways and just not care.
Oh, let's see how it goes. Autocrato on this map would also actually be really annoying. The straight line shit. Like, you want to move onto a straight line through this terrain?
Yeah. Oh, goodbye, Jugler. He was so young.
Yeah, we'll see.
So young. Bernhardt's not in range. He's dead forever.
Yeah, that was not even close.
Not even close. Yeah.
Owen had terrain, he had rapid route, had 4 blocks.
Right, if you want to have a dream of surviving that, you need Burn standing in aura range of the Jugler.
This Helena didn't use skill?
No, she did not.
She
doesn't really need to. This Elwyn's going to die before it gets to be his turn again anyways.
Well, is he? Because... yeah.
You'll have to forego the faction buff to do it, but...
No, you'll have to sword dance.
Yeah, you'll have to sword dance instead of faction buff to do it, but you can still
you also have to sword dance here, because Burn's sword dance might not kill otherwise.
It's definitely unfortunate that the Helena missed. She missed by 18 on the first life. Although now you just lose
Oh, yeah, you kill Burn.
Yeah, no, you really did need to use a skill there. Not using skill was incredibly greedy.
Yeah, it just totally opened up that T-Jess to come and kill your Burn.
Because you basically would have had to kill that Elwyn. You have to kill that Elwyn with the basic attack and then use the Petal Storm to get the second life. And that is a lot of damage for Helena to do. Angels are not that strong.
Burn does not. Burn usually. It's a Bloodthirster burn. Or a Bloodsword burn.
It's a dead bird.
Did a lot more damage than Burn would normally do to a Helena. So,
For
yeah.
sure, for sure.
Okay, Lightning Strike came in handy a bit. I mean, it's probably dead as shit anyway, but you know.
Yeah, I don't imagine it really mattered too much there, but I guess it killed even harder.
So, in proving he's OP at the trade game, even D-Lid got a Tenya, or was that a rush? Check.
It was a breeze. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a breeze. Because the flow used to act again on Burn last turn. Easy kill there with Sanseas, where unicorns can actually fail that.
Yep. Good game by Falcon. Just had a good plan. Just rush them down before they get set up. Juggler was kind of a dead pick, and yeah, they just played 2 games.
Yeah. Since this was a group stage, they were only playing 2 games, so they did their 2 and then they're done. They just did it in the best of 3 format to kind of streamline the process a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same stuff. It's just the same thing. You do random maps anyway. Well, technically you can pick your map, but if you want. Okay, you got time for one more?
Sure, but there is also a match coming up soon, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna do... You can hop in and cast with Venorion if you want, but I was gonna do one more and then raid it.
Alright, we'll go with that then.
Okay, we have another one by Syrup. Steel Fight versus Syrup.